Well, I've got one of these that I want to put in my 91 Dodge. It's a second generation intercooler. Problem is, in the wintertime, my engine coolant temperature can drop down to 130 degrees with a 180 degree thermostat because of how cold this will make the air when it's 20 below or worse. So to combat that, I'm thinking of adding a set of louvers. Got a switch on the other side that opens and closes to be able to control airflow. So mounting one of those in front of this would be ideal. However, under load, you need those open because the temperature gets high. When you're coasting or light load, doing 60 or 70 miles an hour, it's too much, and the air is so cold going into the intake that it actually cools the engine. Solution is to add a temperature controlling mechanism or temperature sensitive mechanism to these louvers. Pretty simple device. You just got to move it one way or the other. So my proposal to do that is take an RC car servo from our RC car and use that to control that. However, these don't have enough power. So we just used the logic board, position sensitive reastat, and we remove the wires from the internal motor, sending it out to a servo motor, or stand-in thereof. The car is just a stand-in for a power supply, running off an 11 volt lithium-ion battery. At a full charge, it's closer to 12-13 volts, which is where it's sitting right now. The onboard battery elimination circuit, BEC, drops the voltage down to 6 volts that the radio system is set up for. I've got this jumped into the steering, so now what we do is we take and we hook this to a control arm on our geared ratio. Gives us the torque amplification to operate the speeds and the louvers. We hook this servo arm as a positioning sensor. So as the air pressure is pushing things out of place, this arm moves to give a compensation. How do you make that into a temperature sensitive motivator instead of radio controlled? We take this yellow wire here, which is the feedback loop from the reastat inside there. And we add a temperature sensitive resistor to the circuit. We poke that temperature sensitive resistor into the intercooler as a sensor. Then that sensor is changing the resistance of the reastat based on temperature. causing it to try and recenter. The radio is acting as that temperature change. Temperature goes down, temperature goes up, down, up. Increase resistance, decrease resistance. Simple temperature sensitive logic controller for a motor.